Hello everybody.
Hello there.
Today we thought we'd do a short video on lessons learnt so far. We've done 4 trips. We've done our shakedown at Jimmy's Beach. We did the massive trip to Birdsville, a short weekend at Scone, and we are now at the beautiful Stockton Beach Caravan Park and we're absolutely enjoying it. We're sitting here with our scotch.
Mine's back in there.
And bad luck. And we just thought we'd go through a few things. They're not major, they're not minor, they're just in between things that we just thought, it's a lazy Sunday afternoon, let's have a chat. So our first thing would be with the motorhome. We bought the Extend Annex layout 2, which we love. It's worked out really well. We've only used it on 2 occasions and we've decided for us it's best to only put it up if we're going to stay 3 or more nights. That way we're not forever getting it in, getting it out. Or, you know, the beauty of the Annex is that we can use either a side or rear, a side or front portion as well. But that's one of the things with the Annexes. We found the Annex is a little bit warm in summer, so we're definitely going to have to buy either a ceiling fan or a fan of some sort just to circulate the air. The other thing being, no, go.
With the Annex, be prepared for some fun. The first time we put the Annex up, we had the Annex up in about 30-40 minutes, not a problem. That was at Birdsville, in the mud, the rain, and yeah, it went up a breeze. Here at Stockton, it took us over 2.5 hours to put the thing up because it just was not going into place.
Off and on 2 hours because we had to stop the video. We actually wanted to do a video of setting it up and it just got a bit too long.
So prepare for some fun. But in the end, it's perfect for what we want. It gives us that extra living space when we're staying at an area for longer than 2-3 nights.
And the problem that we found was we just hadn't adjusted the electric awning about an inch or so down when we had to actually put the sides up. So nothing was actually fitting together right. So once we did that, everything just fitted in like a jigsaw puzzle. So lesson learnt, make sure you align your awning right, correctly, to make it all fit.
The second lessons learnt with the regards to the motorhome is regard the movement inside the motorhome. We found that there was quite a bit of movement just walking around, a bit of shaking happening in the motorhome. And it wasn't until our last trip that we were talking to a couple of other travellers, and they advised us to chock our front wheels. Now you may think being a motorhome that's strange. However, we've found that by chocking the front wheels, putting the wheels about halfway up a little ramp and then chocking the rear of the wheel, the movement inside the home itself has been minimised greatly.
Yeah, so we've chocked the front wheels plus using the rear stabilizers, and I reckon it's cut the movement out by 70% easily. So again, the beauty of just talking to people and watching what people do, and that's how we're learning as well. So another one that I always get asked, are you going to have a tow car? Why don't you get a tow car? What happens if you forget the milk? Well, don't worry about the milk that you forget. What about the cutlery? Why do I have a carving fork and 1 spoon? Because that's all I had when we went to Scone. So Paul was setting up the barbecue and I went inside to prep the salad, what have you. I opened up the drawer and went, oh crap, this is all we've got. So we had to turn the barbecue off and close it all up, and went down to the shops at about, 6 o'clock at night. It was quite dark in Scone. So, we're following the little tracker, the foot tracker. And so I giggled all the way because I thought to myself, everyone tells me about the bloody milk. What about the cutlery? So we ended up buying a set and they are now staying in the motorhome. Because we are still part-time in the motorhome, we are still finding that we take things out and use them in the house and vice versa. So when we go, we take things. What we're going to start doing now is leaving things in the home and trying not to double up. So all my winter gear is already ready to go. in the motorhome, and a lot of the utensils are in there now. Barbecues, all the stuff for the barbecues are in there. So we're trying not to, Manchester, that's all in there. That doesn't come out except to be washed and then put right back in. So that's one of the things that we've learned. We really don't want to double up, especially since we want to sell all our house contents. So yeah, don't forget the cutlery. It's really hard to eat like this.
The last point for now regards the motorhome itself. It's a simple thing, but it was overlooked by me. I don't know whether other people have done the same thing, but it's this our current stay at Stockton. Setting up, I went ahead and connected the grey water, connected electric, whatnot, and everything's hunky-dory. Well, I actually plugged them in anyway, and everything's hunky-dory, and I went to set up the outdoor TV, and I'm thinking, why is this not working? I had all the connections and everything was connected right, and it just was not working.
But don't blame the TV.
Didn't know why. And then we were sitting down and have a drink with a couple of friends of ours, and it hit me. I didn't check the power box. So I went up to the power box where the cord was connected. Yep, I forgot to turn it on. So a simple thing as switching the power on, TV worked beautifully afterwards. The second thing that I noticed with the connections was I was standing at the door of Lord, and I looked up at the panel and I noticed that the grey water tank was full.
It was the next day,
Yeah, I thought the grey water tank's full. I said, why is that? We're connected to mains. Now we have the hose going into the drain. I could not figure out why we had a full grey water tank. Again, and then it hit me. I forgot to turn the lever on. So I turned the lever on, and lo and behold, the grey water tank emptied back into the drain.
So the lesson learnt there is, don't panic if something doesn't work straight away. Just be logical about it and just retrace your steps. It's bound to be something as silly as not turning the power on or turning the lever on. And that's, I think that's something that we learnt too from Birdsville is, things will happen. You'll forget things. As we said, we're still in the early stages, so we're forgetting things already. And then we go, okay, just take a breather, step back, retrace our steps and go, oh yeah, light.
Yeah.
The light bulb has gone off.
So the other thing regards the motorhome itself is actually when we're on the road, we've made a decision ourselves that wherever we go, we will stay no shorter than 2 nights at each place. We figure that staying one night and then packing up and leaving the next day, it's not going to give us the opportunity to get out there and explore the area. So our conscious decision is to stay at least 2 nights in any one place. So that's something that we've made it for us.
And that decision came about when we were going to Birdsville, and we did 1,900 Ks in 4 days because we had a time constraint. And we got to Ningen, which was like 500 Ks or something like that. We got there in the dark, we were tired. Second night, we ended up in Cunnamulla. That was another 500 or 600 Ks. Sitting there with a drink, dinner, and we just went, yeah, we're not doing this ever again. A, we're not going to rush to anything, and B, we are not going to just stay one night somewhere. So it's definitely going to be, for us, I think, an advantage to just sit back, relax, enjoy the motorhome, enjoy the scenery.
So other lessons learned so far, mainly to do with social media.
Social media.
Yep. Now, as per caravanning or motorhoming, we're newbies to social media, so we have picked up a few tricks along the way. One of the tricks we picked up is regards uploading videos to YouTube. What we've learnt is that YouTube prefers landscape rather than portrait.
He's learnt it.
Yep. So when you're doing videos, especially on your phone, use the landscape format because YouTube seems to prefer that rather than portrait.
Yeah. Portrait is mainly for Facebook Reels, and YouTube is definitely landscape. We take a lot of footage, and I'll correct myself there. we took a lot of footage at some places, and other places we didn't take any footage. And then we thought the other person was taking the footage or whatever. So what we've learned is just take footage. Take as much footage as you want. You can always edit it later. You can delete it. That's the beauty of digital. So you can. The problem being when we had coming back from Birdsville the last 2 days, and you'll see that in our last episode, going back home from Birdsville, I think we had between us 2 photos and 2 very, very short videos.
Yeah. So anyway, a couple other points is that one of the most important points I found is that if you benefit from someone else's social media posts, acknowledge them in your own social media posts. I mean, they've gone through the effort to put this information up on social media, then you're utilising it, so acknowledge their input. I think that's really important.
Yeah, we've acknowledged quite a few people, and likewise they've acknowledged us. They've emailed us saying thanks very much for doing it. We're learning a lot from other people. As you do, you brainstorm, and brainstorming on social media is the way to go. Just be careful, there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there, so just be mindful that, if the grey water light comes on, red, check the valve, check the lever first before you get on there and go, oh my God, it's not working, the Conquest is crap or whatever. It's not. We're really loving, by the way, we are really loving our motorhome 25-3, just thought we'd let you know, loving it. Thank you, Jaco Newcastle.
The last point,
social media, back to social media, sorry.
The last point with social media is try to upload your footage within a week of the activity. We've been delayed a fair bit, and we've taken a little bit of time to upload some of our footage. The reason I say that is that you have the potential to forget stuff if you leave it for too long. You also have the potential to have creating a bottleneck of footage. You go on several trips and this footage just builds up, and you find yourself overwhelmed by when you do get to uploading them.
Me, because I'm editing them all.
Yeah, so that's the point that we've learned is try and upload the footage within a week of the actual activity.
So I'm all for processes and systems because my background's in IT, and one of the things that what I've decided to do for me personally, and Paul sort of is doing it, is over night time, just go through whatever footage you've got, whatever, photos you've got, having a cup of tea or a glass of wine or whatever else your poison is, uploading them then, and writing a few notes as you go along.
Yeah, note taking, very important.
Yeah.
If you see something during the day that you really like and want to put it into your social media, just jot it down on a pad somewhere. So you got a bit of a mind jogger when you come to it.
And there's nothing. Look, everyone has heaps of suggestions as to how you should note take and how, what apps should you use and all this sort of stuff. We're currently using Movavi as our film editor and photo editor, and we're also using Canva, because I love Canva, so that's all our things that you see in colour and all that sort of stuff I do on Canva. We use the good old notebook, and I've got actually a really nice pass and buy notebook that I've left inside that Paul gave me as a birthday present actually. It's got a map of Australia and everything, and all I do at night time is jot down what we did, where we went, etc., and it's mainly for us, but it's also a good note taker. Like, you look at the photos and you go, where was that exactly? Yes, you have all your geo points and everything, your GPS points and everything on the information of each shot, but still it's nice to have it down. Some people prefer using their electronic notes, some people prefer spreadsheets. Whatever is comfortable for you is what I would suggest to use. If it's pen and paper, great, go for it. If it's electronic media, go for it.
The last point to wrap up, because this is a lessons learned video and we'll put more of these on as we go along, but the last point is to keep it short, keep it simple. The old kids principle, keep it simple, stupid, short, sharp, to the point. We found that if you have footage up there longer than say 15-20 minutes, people get bored and people switch off. So try and keep
Some
your footage.
people.
Try and keep your footage less than that. At the moment, our footage nearing the 15-minute mark.
Yes,
so
we're
it's
gonna.
probably a good time to cut it now. And future videos will have further lessons that we've learned.
Yeah, so these have all just been minor for us at the moment, but as I said, it's all been new. So these are for a lot of newbies out there that are learning the ropes, whether you've got a caravan or a motorhome, but we're specifically tailoring it to motorhomes at the moment. So yeah, that's it at the moment.
So until further you hear from us,
We'll be passing by you real soon.
ciao.
See ya. Bye.